Hi, I'm Dr. Alan Widener from MassageChairRelief.com, and today is our bi-weekly massage chair industry update for Wednesday, May 6th, 2020. I hope this video finds you and your family and loved ones safe amidst the pandemic, which still continues and rages on. Even though we are seeing some signs of life in Utah anyways, we're seeing places opening up now. I saw a restaurant the other day that had some customers in it, and I got a haircut, which was a glorious day after 3 months of not having a haircut. Today is National Nurses Day. I'm married to a nurse, so it has been made very clear to me that this is an important day. So happy National Nurses Day. We appreciate all the nurses, and particularly those who are dealing with the COVID-19 outbreak. You're risking your lives every day to keep people healthy or get them well or keep them healthy, and also to help us help prevent the spread of this nasty thing. So thank you. And I guess this week until May 12th is National Nurses Week. May 12th is the birth date of Florence Nightingale. Now, I wouldn't have been able to tell you that some time ago, but now I do know that, and it has been shared. And consider yourself warned if a nurse comes into your life. All right, I mentioned at our last massage chair industry update that our site redesign. We thought it would be launched this week, but it's been delayed another 3 or 4 days. I guess we've got like 3,900 pages, and it's kind of tough for the web developers to get everything figured out, straightened out. And we've redesigned a lot of things and added a bunch of things, and I'm excited about a lot of it, especially in the support department, in the education department. We're adding some nice features that will help your life be a little easier in the purchase and support of a massage chair. So I hope you find it as valuable as I'm hoping that it will be. The current sales have all been extended. A lot of the ones that I told you about, like Osaki and Furniture for Life, and those ones anyways, those have been extended until the end of May. Ogawa, those have all been extended to the end of May. If you want to know what they are, I'm not going to go through them now because there's quite a few. You can reach out to me at 888-259-5380, and I can help you let you know what sales are available. But there are lots of sales going on. Ogawa just dropped the price of their Kumo. Sorry, not Ogawa, but the JP Medics Kumo was dropped in price to $69.99, and that includes the extended warranty. Now, JP Medics, Ogawa, and Cozy are the same company, so they're kind of one and the same. Even though they're 3 different lines. But the Kumo is a popular chair for us. It is pretty much the same chair as the Cozy Chi SE, which has been a real popular chair for Cozy, except the Kumo has parts that are still made in China in the same factory that Ogawa and Cozy chairs are made, but they're exported to Japan for assembly, testing, and programming, and then they're shipped to the United States. Therefore, they are considered, because of that, to be made in Japan chairs. And I've talked about what it means to be made in Japan or made in America or made in China many times in the past. I won't go into this particular visit. We also have the Jupiter, the Titan Jupiter's been dropped down in price from $42.99 down to $34.99, and that also includes a 2-year extended warranty. Luraco just dropped their prices down as of yesterday or 2 days ago on their price down on the Luraco iRobotics 7 Plus from $89.90 down to $84.90, so $500 off. That Luraco iRobotics 7 Plus is our most popular selling S-Track, along with the Infinity Smart Chair X3. Both great chairs, very different chairs, but both of them have a good stretch program. That's something that people love about those S-Track chairs. That sale, excuse me, that sale is good for Mother's Day and Father's Day, so that $500 off will be good until June 21st. And let's see what else I can tell you. Oh, we have floor models for sale. We are clearing out the Genesis out of all three of our showrooms to make room for a newer Infinity chair. And so we'd like to invite you to, if you're interested in it, we're selling them for $29.99. That's a good price. The regular price on that chair is $64. Well, actually it's $72.99, but it's on sale for during the pandemic for $64.99. Also, the Riage X3 price has been dropped down from $67.99 down to $49.99. That's a very, very good price for a proven winner of a chair. That chair has been around since Brookstone was still in business. It was popular back then, and it's still a popular chair, but they dropped the price down, which is really nice. That'll make it affordable for a lot more people. Okay, now the Make-A-Wish Foundation. I don't know if you're aware of this. Now, I don't know if you're aware of this either, but I donate a portion of every massage chair to the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Make-A-Wish Foundation has been a thing close to my heart ever since I was a chiropractor. We sponsored a child and helped grant a child's wish when I was in practice, and that was such a moving experience. We got to meet the child after, and we got to hear from the parents how much of a difference that visit to Disney, it was a visit to Disneyland, how different that visit was, made a difference in the life of that child. And it touched me, and so I went to the Make-A-Wish main office here or their office here in Salt Lake. The main office is in Phoenix, and I've got a video about that if you can see it on the YouTube channel. I have visited there and had a tour there. But the local one here in Salt Lake, it was a very touching experience to have a tour through there and to see what the process is of getting a wish granted. It was beautiful. And I've been a big fan ever since. Of course, I've got 6 children. One of my kids has diabetes, diabetes type 1. So I'm kind of sensitive to kids. I'm sensitive to kids with life-altering diseases, and so I'm a big supporter of Make-A-Wish. Anyways, they just celebrated their 40th anniversary on April 29th. They were supposed to have a huge Disneyland thing scheduled to celebrate the 40 years on that date, but of course, Disneyland is closed, as are so many other businesses, including my own stores. So they've postponed that, I think, till later in the year. But what a wonderful thing. And over the course of that 40 years, Make-A-Wish has granted over 500,000 wishes. And that is absolutely incredible to me. And so I feel like it is a worthwhile project. And if you want to be moved, touched, go to the Make-A-Wish site or go to a Make-A-Wish office or local office and read some of the testimonials of these kids and their families. It is one of the most touching things I've ever been a part of. So anyways, kudos to Make-A-Wish Foundation. I just saw a movie I think it was on Netflix called Wish. I think it was called Wish Child or something, but it was about the guy that started the Make-A-Wish Foundation with the mother of the first Make-A-Wish child, and how it all got started with this police department in Arizona, and how it blossomed into what we know today as the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Fantastic, fantastic foundation. So anyways, congratulations to the Make-A-Wish Foundation on 40 years. I hope that we can continue to contribute. Our goal is to get 100,000 donations. I think we're up to close to 70,000 now. You can go to on my website, you can see where we are in terms of donating. And if you would like to donate, you can do that on my website too. You don't have to buy a chair from me. You can go ahead and donate even if you don't buy a chair from us. Okay, that's that for the Make-A-Wish Foundation. And then finally, there's not a lot, as you can tell, there's not a lot to talk about except sales and viruses or viri. But I'd like to just talk a little bit about stretch programs. Now, stretch programs are different from chair type to chair type. The traditional stretch was pretty much a segmental stretch, and I call them segmental stretches. It would stretch the neck, stretch the back, and then stretch the hips. Chairs like the Panasonic, MA73 and the Panasonic JP1100. Chairs like the JP1100. Chairs like the Osaki Japan 4, I think it's the 4S. All those chairs that are Japanese designed and engineered have this segmental stretch. Then along comes Human Touch many years ago, and they introduced what I call a full body stretch. What that is that's typically what stretches became in these massage chairs. So they went from segmental stretches, which they still do in the Japanese design and engineered chairs, to these full body stretches, what I call an extension stretch. So the chair back reclines back, the airbags in the shoulders pin your shoulders back, the seat remains horizontal, and then the airbags in the calves and the feet grab your calves and feet, and then the ottoman drops down. So it kind of arches your back in a full body extension stretch. Along come these L-track chairs. These L-track chairs now have rollers that go down the back and then under the butt. So now you've got an L-shaped track. The reason that the S-track chairs were so good and efficacious with the full body stretches because you could flatten the chair out. An L track, you cannot flatten the chair out. How do you flatten out an L? The L is always going to be an L. So you can't flatten it out like you can an S track. So the stretches were not a full body extension stretch. They're what I call a hip distraction stretch, because rather than extending your body all the way, because you can't flatten out the body, what happens is the chair reclines, but it reclines with the L, maintaining the integrity of that L shape. It reclines. And then the legs, the air calves and foot airbags inflate also, and then pull the legs down. The ottoman drops down, just like on the S-track chairs. The difference is that the chair is not flush flat. It's not horizontal, so it's not getting a full extension stretch. So what happens is when the ottoman drops down, it pulls the legs out a little bit. So it kind of pulls the legs from the hips. That's why I call that a hip distraction stretch. So just be aware of it. You cannot really compare the stretch in an L track to a stretch in an S track, because it's like comparing apples to oranges. They're different animals. Even though people say, well, I want the best stretch I can get, but I want an L track. Well, just know that the quality of the L track stretch is going to be different. So we have coined it the hip distraction stretch versus the full body extension stretch of the S track versus the segmental stretch of the the typical Japanese chair. So I hope that made sense. I wanted to explain that because there is people, when they call, they say they want to stretch, because stretch is one of the most common programs on a massage chair. But it's important to understand that they are different. From chair to chair, they're different, or from chair type to chair type. Now the L track engineers came up with the idea of a J track, which isn't a chair that has an S track that goes down, and then it's a 90-degree bend under the seat. It comes down in an S track and then it goes down at a 45-degree angle. So they call it a J track. And the idea of that was a J, let's see, there's an L and there's a J. So the J could recline more, it could recline back, and you'd have a more flat body positioning. But you know what? There were some good chairs. There was the Infinity Presidential, the Infinity Overture that had J tracks, and the stretches were maybe a little bit better, negligibly better, but it wasn't remarkable like the Smart Chair X3 from Infinity or the Luraco iRobotics 7 Plus. And the Oco M8 has what they call a Max Track, and the Max Track is like a J track, and it does accentuate the stretch a little bit, but do not expect it to be like an S-track chair. The physics will not allow it. So we have to coin it something different. So let's go with segmental stretch of the Japanese chairs. We'll go with the full body extension stretch of the S-track chairs, and we'll go with the hip distraction stretch of the J-track and L-track chairs. So I hope that was clear. I hope I didn't confuse anybody. If you have any questions, of course, you can call. You can always call us at 888-259-5380 with any questions, or if you want to talk to me about the sale prices I mentioned earlier. And I think that's just about it for this week. If you have any, if you found the video helpful, please feel free to thumbs up, like us on our YouTube channel. And if you have any comments about this video, please add them to this YouTube video. At the bottom of the video, there's a place for comments. And of course, help us spread the word about massage chairs by sharing this video with your friends and family. And we appreciate you very much. I'm Dr. Alan Widener from MassageChairRelief.com, and I will see you again in 2 weeks. Bye-bye.